charm is the great English blight. It does not exist outside these damp islands. It spots and kills anything it touches. It kills love. It kills art. And I greatly fear, my dear Charles, that it has killed you.
Newscum.
Newscum.
Yeah, I always like to start on a high.
Welcome to Newscum!
Hi.
With me and this guy. This guy's also here.
Woo! Yeah.
Newscum.
Hi.
Britain's only anti-Zionist pro-amputee porn podcast.
God. What have I got myself into?
We've got a hell of an agenda, Matt. So none of your anecdotes, none of your antics today, Matt. We've got a packed agenda. But my first question is, did you enjoy your white boy summer?
I don't know what that is, but I assume it's something to do with not having a tan and going outside.
No, it's not. I think to do with that. It's about culture wars, obviously. We've had BLM summer, we've had brat summer, and this was white boy summer.
Why was it? Why was that?
Because of the riots? I don't know. I just thought it sounded good.
Riots?
White boy summer.
The riots were last year, weren't they?
What? There's been loads of riots this year. Get out of town. Come on. Get with the program.
I thought there was riots last year.
It was the greatest summer of all time, but we knew it couldn't last. It all came to a head, or a neck, in this case, with the death of Charlie Kirk.
Grim. Really fucking grim.
Is that your assessment? Grim.
Well, what else can you assess? No one knows who the killer is yet.
Well, everybody's got their ideas, Matt. So Tommy Robinson's blaming Keir Starmer. Classic.
Is he really?
Yeah, the Republicans are blaming the Democrats.
Yeah.
The Israeli lobby is blaming the fact that the far left have joined up with Muslims to form some sort of global what's the word? Intifada. So everybody's got their targets. What are you going for?
Well, I think the guy was wearing military stuff, wasn't he? Apparently, I think black, dressed in black, looked like a professional operation, managed to escape. So it does seem.
So what definitely wasn't the left. They bumbled it.
Yeah. What would the left have done? How would they have done it?
Well, you'd know it was the left because of the pink hair. Clearly.
Yeah. Pulling out the hand grenade too early.
No,
it's
you know what slipped off the agenda is violence in computer games. That's what I blame. What happened to that? SimCity 2000. I was led to believe that the buildings took off at the end. I spent hours on that game. It didn't happen. I almost turned to violence.
Is that why you've become such a fan of legal violence?
Yeah, but I turned to legal violence. I almost turned to violence. I almost lost my way, but then I found legal violence.
Do you like legal violence? Call 0800 6161 61.
Anyway,
It's also the line for the Labour Party.
I sent you a video that I watched about a month ago. It was Max Blumenthal being interviewed by Glenn Deason. And this was after... So Charlie Kirk, I don't know if there's evidence of this, but I'll just say Max Blumenthal said this, that he's had a lot of money from the Israeli lobby throughout his career. Kind of came out of nowhere as a teen bopper and runs Turning Points UK, which is like the sort of right-wing Glastonbury or whatever. And they had quite a time of it this year because they invited on your mate.
Tucker.
Not Tucker, your other mate.
Matthew Goodwin?
Matthew Goodwin.
Who's my other mate?
You guys. When you guys get together, Matthew Goodwin, Tucker Carlson, Matt Alford out on the town. Oh, you can't believe it. No, Dave Smith.
Oh, Dave Smith. Yeah, I agree with Dave Smith.
I agree with Dave Smith. You need to get that T-shirt. Yeah. So they invited him on Turning Points to discuss Israel. And there was a lot of fallout from that. And Max Blumenthal was saying that there'd been threats from people within the Israeli lobby, possibly even within the Israeli government, against Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but how was Charlie Kirk related to that? I didn't understand
he runs Turning Points. He invites the guest speakers. He invites who comes on, and
did he know that?
Yes, he moderated that debate.
Oh, so he knew that they were going to criticize Israel.
Yes, well, he invited Dave Smith on as the counter person.
Yeah, that.
Actually, I'll play you a video. So let me get it up. So Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk were discussing how, since they both started being just slightly critical of the genocide, just a smidge critical of what's going on in Israel, and since at the same time also thinking about Epstein and thinking that maybe Epstein has some small connection to Israel, possibly.
Yeah.
And they're complaining about having done this online, that they're getting a lot of flack for it. Let me share my screen somehow. Quick, keep the podcast going. Matt, say something.
Well,
eat some tin peach or something.
People like listening to a little bit of dead air. It gives them a break from your fucking yap. Bit of dead air. Celebrate with a little bit of quiet, peace and quiet. Come to this podcast for a bit of silence.
Exactly. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah.
More importantly, can you hear it? That's the question. Advanced sharing options. No, that's not right. All right, let's see. Let me know if you can hear it, because I remember last time we played a video for ages, and you didn't say that you couldn't hear it, and so when it was finished, it was completely useless. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
No.
Fuck.
No, you're actually going to have to edit something for a fucking change.
No, I found it. There you go. Okay.
Who wants, Megyn? It's only tribalism.
No, that's right. So here's Psalm 11. Israel, whether it realizes it or not, has made itself the villain of the world.
I should probably introduce this, shouldn't I? So they're talking together, Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk. And Megyn Kelly says, so I went on Piers Morgan's show, and when I was on there, I made some criticism about what Israel's doing, or just sort of pointed out, in fact, not even criticism, just pointed out that Israel is losing support. And then they play...
Are you sort of theorizing that maybe Israel was behind this assassination? Are you joining the various different pundits?
I told you, I think it's violent computer games, but I just wanted to show you this clip.
Okay.
It's unrelated. You ready?
Yeah.
In letting this thing go on so long. They have lost support amongst their dearest friends. And even the entire Democrat Party here in the United States has turned against them, and they're losing Republicans by the day here in America, which is their most important ally. So whether the fight continues to be just or not is almost irrelevant. As Trump said when he was running this time last year, not yet elected, time to wrap it up. And that's how I feel, too. And I've given Israel a long berth. I fully understand, as an American who was attacked on 9/11, my country was that, when you attack the United States and you kill thousands of our citizens, and Israel was in this position on 10/7, it's fine to respond, and it doesn't have to be proportionate. Whoever said it has to be proportionate. But what Israel's doing now is losing its standing with the rest of the world. It's starting to lose, too, even with its closest friends, its moral reputation, its moral high ground. And as Trump said a year ago, time to wrap it up.
Megyn Kelly, she's good, isn't she?
25.
So was that you, or Charlie Kirk speaking?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. I quite like Megyn, but anyway, go on, carry on with Charlie.
God, we're going to lose our audience at this rate, Matt. You hate Megyn. Say it. Say you hate Megyn.
Sorry, yeah.
Say it. Do an impression of Megyn. Do an impression of Megyn, and someone's drank her milk from the fridge. See, none of these jokes work because they're to do with the first bit that nobody on YouTube knows. By the way, there's a podcast of this, and the podcast has more than the YouTube. I don't want to lose the YouTube audience here, but in order to really understand this podcast, to get the real true fans, listen to the actual podcast, which is available on Spotify, and Apple and all of the other things. Anyway, but do also watch the YouTube video and like and subscribe and comment. Make sure to comment. We'll be looking at the comments later, Matt. See, I'm getting quite good at this presenting, aren't I?
Yes, Daniel.
Give us money. Give us money. That's the main thing.
You can join our Patreon.
I've been saying this for ages. Yeah, I've been saying this for ages, Matt. You know, every time we upload a video, we put our life on the line, right? Because that's the world that we live in these days. You know, if you're going to speak truth to power like we do, then anything could happen. So give us money. All right, let's go back. Megyn Kelly, who we both hate, don't we, Matt?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. This is what they said together.
5 text messages from people I know, like friends who are pro-Israel, like, I'm so sad that you've left us. I'm so sad let's debate it. You know, many Jewish advocates saying, let me come on your show and we'll debate. There's nothing to debate. I'm on Israel's side. Just stop. Me observing
I totally agree
that you're losing the propaganda war and that this has gone on for about 2 years now. And look, I mean, I pulled the stats, support for Israel's military action in Gaza by party ID.
All right, she did some stats, who cares? But the main thing is that she and what's his face, they both agree about this flack they're getting. But both of them, they're not talking about people commenting on Twitter. They're not talking about fans of the show or people. They're talking about being texted by their friends, by people they know. It's people they know who they work with, or they have political alignment with, who are telling them to stop doing this.
GOP in June of 2024, 76%. Now 71, so they lost 5%. Dems in October of 2023, 36%. Now it's at 8. Independents, October 2023, it was 47%. Now it's 25%.
Get to Charlie.
You go under 35, you have almost zero support across the United States, your closest ally. I see what's happening, and it's my job to comment honestly on it. Totally. But I am sick of being lectured on, like, you have to see it exactly as we see it and support everything, or you're against us.
So this is so important, Megyn. And again, I don't want, you cannot say everyone in the pro-Israel, and I don't say it, acts that way. But I got texts about you, Megyn, saying, why is Megyn like doing the bidding of Hamas? I was like, what are you talking about? Megyn's the best.
Oh my God.
Like, what? She's amazing. And I said, why are you texting me about Megyn? And I at that point, and so this is what they don't understand. You and I, Megyn, and Tucker is in the same category, and they've tried to go after Tucker. Yeah. Is that the more you attack our moral character, the more we're going to double down in a direction, because 100%. Screw you, I don't do it that way, okay? Right. Like tell me I'm wrong. Cool. Tell me if I got my facts wrong. By the way, on the Epstein thing, Naftali Bennett says he wasn't an Epstein agent. We have to be pursuers of truth. They've denied it. Fine. Let's keep digging. Okay. Fine. But the thing that I think is being lost is, like, on some part of the population, you can scold them into silence, right? Mm-hmm. But if I have any deviation of a purity test, any deviation whatsoever, such as hosting a focus group, right, Megyn, with a bunch of our students that went viral, having Dave Smith or Tucker at my event, it is all of a sudden, Charlie is he's no longer with us and all that. I said, wait a second, what do you mean? What does with us mean exactly, right? Mm-hmm. I'm an American, okay? Like, I represent this country, and I don't even understand that paradigm. But Megyn, I think you would agree with this. I want to make sure we really zero in on this. Personality types like you, myself, and Tucker, the more that you guys privately and publicly call our character into question, which is not isolated, right? Megyn, it would be one thing if it was one text or two texts. It is dozens of texts. Yes. Then we start to say, hold the boat here. And to be fair, some of my really good Jewish friends are like, that's not all of us, it's all, but these are leaders too, though, right? These are stakeholders, right?
So he's talking about leaders, stakeholders texting him, telling him to shut up, and he's not happy about it. Yeah. So, White Boy Summer.
That's a good find, that video. Very interesting. I hadn't seen that. Yeah, I mean, just as a point away specifically from Charlie, I think there's a problem in the whole debate about everything, that people choose one side and then they say, oh, that's my side. And then this is the tribalism thing. But what Charlie and Megyn are talking about there, I think completely reasonably, is saying, yeah, I do have a side, but also I'm advocating policy. Whereas we've talked about it with the trigonometry people before, where it's like they choose a side and then they're basically just an apologist for that side forever and a day.
Yeah,
But
because if you
Charlie and Meghan, and I think Tucker as well, are all right. I
if you
think
don't
because
100% back your side, then you just get it in the neck, don't you? Don't you though?
Yeah, I can't find it. I know it's lame because it's I obviously didn't know him or anything, but it is horrible seeing all the family stuff to do with him, and it's a political assassination. It's not sat well with me. It's a pretty gross thing to have happened. Anyway, sorry to react emotionally.
Thanks for that.
It's just it's just fucking horrible. It's just difficult to joke about.
You think being shot in the neck's horrible? Okay, interesting take.
Yeah. All right, fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Should we move on?
Sure.
Hey,
Let's do it.
Peter Mandelson's been fired for connections with Jeffrey Epstein.
Jesus.
Oh, we haven't moved on at all. It's all the same fucking thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It does seem a little bit like that.
Do you want to read what they found in Jeffrey Epstein's letter?
Go on.
Okay, so this didn't get him fired, by the way. This was okay. Starmer was happy with all of this. This is what came out today, or I think last night, that actually got him fired. But this came out a little bit earlier. So what's going on is there's like some kind of investigation going on into Epstein in the US at the moment, run by James Comey, I think. Some kind of senator. I don't really understand how it works over there, but they are allowed to subpoena. It's all these
big words,
like, American things. I always think of the Bob Dylan song Angelina, because every end of every verse has to rhyme with Angelina, and one of the verses ends with subpoena. He's getting really desperate towards the end of that song. Anyway, so they subpoenaed some birthday book.
Like Hallelujah as well with Leonard Cohen.
Yes.
He did about 100 verses, and the last one was something to do with like eating a curry and puya. I found it in his personal papers.
Found it in his birthday letters.
He's crossed it out, and he's like, too far. It says a little note.
We'll get rid of that verse. So they, so there's this thing. There is this investigation going on into Epstein at the moment, and they are
been going on for a while.
But they are subpoenaing evidence. So I was wondering, why don't they get killed? Well, one reason might be that it's actually a really great way of controlling information, right? Because on the one hand, Epstein's connected to everybody, seemingly, all different political parties, different stripes, whatever. But if you can make sure that you have some kind of filter on what comes out, then you can kind of destroy some people and save other people. It's a dangerous game, but then they seem to enjoy dangerous games. So I was wondering about that, because otherwise I don't understand this investigation. But let's go to the birthday letter. So this is absolutely classic Newscum material. I feel like the world is conspiring to make this podcast great, but we're just generally too hungover to capitalize on it.
Fucking tell me about it.
Because they're just giving us these stories on a fucking platter, and we just don't do any research. Just fucking botch the whole thing. Anyway, let me get it. So Sky News gave a rundown of the letter. Goes something like this. So it's got the whole of Peter Mandelson's letter to Jeffrey Epstein. We'll come to that. But first, it's got some choice quotes from other birthday notes that were in there. Okay, so it says, what does it say? The book is hard to read. For page after page, the content is at times graphically sexual. It contains stories, anecdotes, and boasts from friends discussing their sexual escapades with Epstein. Some of the images are disturbing, including hand-drawn images of Epstein being massaged by 3 young-looking women on a beach, and images of him with girls, their faces blanked out by the US Congressional Committee, which released the book. One note from an unknown contributor reads, I was porking some girl. Firstly, I mean, okay, it was probably 2003 or something, but porking. I was porking some girl in bed, and Jeff brings in the mains to make beef. I suppose it's like a meat pun, porking and beef. But this is this is fucking weird, right? Jeff brings in the mains to make beef. She left screaming and never came back. Just your classic birthday wishes there from somebody. It continues. We're both in bed porking some girls, and I said, "What do you think?" While he's shoving penicillin down my throat.
What's that got to do with the price of fish?
Don't know. And what do you think about what? Just what do you think?
Penicillin. Is that like a sort of pun for penis?
Oh right, I thought they were just on the penicillin. Maybe.
I don't think it's
a wild ride.
Penicillin.
The
old
old
people take penicillin during
roller coaster.
It's not like poppers. Penicillin.
All right. Anyway, elsewhere in the book, that's why I'm so innocent. You know, I didn't even think. Elsewhere in the book, the full note from Lord Mandelson, accompanied by photos, reads: "Once upon a time." So this is what Mandelson wrote to Epstein. "Once upon a time, an intelligent, sharp-witted man they call, in quotes, mysterious, parachuted into my life." And then he's got like some weird Photoshop kind of just image that you get from Google Images of someone on a parachute that he's just put on it. I don't know why. Anyway, then it goes, "You would spend many hours just waiting for him to turn up. And often, no sooner were you getting used to having him around, you would suddenly be alone again, leaving you with some, quote unquote, interesting friends to entertain instead." It continues, "Or just some dogs to keep you company."
Yeah.
He wasn't always so keen on them, but then he would parachute back in, very occasionally, taking you by surprise in some far-off places. This caption accompanied with a whiskey label with Mandelson's name on it. "Or in one of his glorious homes he likes to share with his friends." And then, in brackets, "Yum Yum" is written. "But wherever he is in the world, he remains my best pal." The end. And then there's a picture.
Whatever happened to happy birthday, fuckface?
I know.
Steve at the pub.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of him? It's because I've not seen this picture before. It's just come from these birthday letters. But there's a picture of him at the end. It looks like they're at Center Parks, actually. I doubt it, but they're at. Do you know Center Parks? You ever been?
I can't remember.
But you know they have the sort of wooden chalets, in the forest, and then a sort of nice decking. They're on this sort of decking outside, and Peter Mandelson's just in a white dressing gown, just sort of sitting outside. He's just got out of the shower. His hair's all wet, and Jeffrey Epstein's fully clothed, just leaning over, looking at him. It's another classic. I love all of their pictures together. It always looks like a fun time. Anyway, so Peter Mandelson, that was fine. Starmer loved all of that. He said, "You go, Mandelson." But then what happened yesterday evening, I think, was that an email was released or a cache of emails from like an email address of Mandelson's that he no longer uses. And in those, he is communicating with with Epstein after the first conviction back, which I think was also already known. I mean, we read about that. That was in the Financial Times article, I think. It was pretty well known. But according to Labour, the reason that he absolutely had to go was there was details where he played down or disagreed with the original verdict. He or said something along the lines of you should try and get out of it, something like that. And so that's why he's had to go. So Peter Mandelson's gone. The great reef angle at the top of Labour continues. They can't stop losing people. We've only got 10 minutes left of this Zoom call, by the way. I hope that's okay with you. Is that okay?
I think I'll survive, yeah.
Do you want to explain why that is the case to people that may have not seen this before?
Well, because we have Zoom for 40 minutes and then we have to have another Zoom for 40 minutes. Don't know how other people do it.
Yeah, I mean, how else can you do it? What other way is there?
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy.
So
it's a conspiracy, I tell you.
I think we're doing things about as efficiently as we're possibly able.
I know, we're getting through these stories, aren't we?
Yeah. No, I've been really interested in this.
Yeah, I know. You've been watching along, haven't you?
I've been definitely watching along.
Do you want to fucking say something about them?
No, I haven't got anything to say. I'm just listening to you. Have faith in your own contribution to your own podcast.
Have faith in yours. bloody
I
make
don't
one.
need to- I'm listening. I'm listening. You've got interesting things to raise. You prepare the podcast. You come in with the talking points. You've got the information in front of you. I'm just listening along.
Oh, for God's sake. You're great, aren't you, Matt?
Like the
Fucking-
nodding dog.
If we ever make any money on this podcast, what are you saying now?
That's the dog, isn't it? The Churchill dog. Oh, yes.
Oh,
From
yeah,
the
that's
advert.
all I need. I just need to buy one of those.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing for you.
Stick a
You
microphone
don't need to
up it.
buy it. You've got it for free.
That's true, actually.
You've got a human.
Well, yeah, but
nodding along.
the Churchill dog, you know, what's great about the Churchill dog is it's never tired. It's never hungover. It's never got to go on secret missions, which we'll get into in the second half. Yeah, the Churchill dog is always there for you. We record podcasts day and night.
What were you about to say? I was hanging on every word. Where were you at?
I think we'd finished with that, haven't we?
Shit.
Mandelson, how much time we got? We've got 7 minutes left of this half.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were just talking about the Zoom. That was it.
Yeah, Mandelson is gone because and now they've got to get a new ambassador to the US at the exact same time as the president of Israel is meeting Starmer. And I didn't realize this, but Donald Trump's official state visit or whatever is happening next week. Now, obviously-
really?
Yeah, so that'd be a good talking point. Mandelson being sacked for his involvement with Epstein. What do you think about that, Donald Trump? I don't care about this Epstein stuff anymore.
Yeah. Woo. That's
Yeah.
exciting. I didn't realize that. Yeah. A new
Have
ambassador.
you been following
New
this?
ambassador could be Morrissey. Yes.
Oh, that's true, actually. That would be quite good. And then we can
We
get...
would definitely not have a sex scandal.
Well,
because
Morrissey's... No, we wouldn't have a sex scandal. That's true.
he's celibate. Well, he was, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Morrissey's the only person safe enough. It's the only one that we know was definitely not involved with Epstein.
Keir Starmer's like, God damn it, this is the only guy.
It's the only guy I can trust. No, he's just starting his big US tour.
Morrissey.
Just been announced.
Mandelson.
I think Mandelson's supporting.
He's going to be the new... When Johnny Marr betrays us all and starts up the Smiths, the new singer will be Peter Mandelson.
Yeah. I lost my trail of thought.
101 things not to say on a podcast. I've
gotta-
totally forgotten what we were talking about.
You've gotta-
It couldn't have been-
you've gotta
Oh,
be-
don't worry, it couldn't have been very good. If it was worthwhile, it will come back to us.
Yeah. Okay.
But it probably wasn't.
Oh, yes. Starmer's reef angle, the great reef angle.
Yes.
Have you been following this?
No, you tell me. What?
I'm interested about how much. What do you know about this? Give me the full extent of your knowledge of what's
the
happening
lady
in our own government right now.
Angela Rayner, no brainer with Angela Rayner. She left because she didn't pay stamp duty or something, or didn't pay the right amount of something on her house.
Oh yeah.
So she was fired to the extent that she's
Forced to resign.
has a slight decrease in her responsibilities in government
And salary.
and then Keir Starmer has taken that opportunity to change loads of people at the top levels of government. But this is also because the government is extremely unpopular, and so they kind of need to do that. But I haven't really followed it. Please enlighten us.
So, the opening of Parliament, well, very cleverly, a week before the opening of Parliament, Nigel Farage made a big announcement with exact numbers on who they were going to deport and everything, and totally capsized the news agenda. I think it was like Thursday or Friday or something like that. And then, or it might have been over the weekend. I don't even know. But anyway, Starmer's big idea was on the Monday after the recess, he was going to come in with this amazing, commanding, decisive move of changing a few of his advisors. That nobody even knew who they were to begin with, and then maybe changing a few of the cabinet a bit later in the week. But because Nigel Farage had completely stolen the news agenda, nobody even knows what happened on Monday with Starmer's. He did something or other, but nobody cares. He quickly had to escalate, right? in what he was in what his intentions were. And then Angela Rayner was fired, and initially, or resigned. Uh, Initially, there was an idea that actually this was what the Labour leadership wanted. Not Starmer, presumably. No, well, it wasn't personally good for Starmer, but Starmer doesn't care about himself. He only cares about the party and Morgan McSweeney and the real people that control the Labour Party. And it would be good for them to get rid of Angela Rayner because they want to get rid of Starmer and they want to get in someone like Wes Streeting and they don't want anybody in the way. Now, the whole thing has become such a fucking mess that seems unlikely, although it could still be the case. They just didn't foresee how fucking fucked up things would become. But it doesn't really make sense because
that's a technical term.
The Daily Mail were the ones that leaked what the fuck is it? What's her name? Angela Rayner. They're the ones that leaked it. They leaked the information. And Angela Rayner was the one that was stupid enough to botch another buying of a house. She's like in charge of housing policy, and she fails at buying every house that she's ever bought. And she's bought many.
Right.
And this is, I think, a third property.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you, what did she, yeah, I don't know. Was
she
it bad what she did?
Was it bad what she did? Well, it was against the rules or whatever that she.
What parliamentary rules? She didn't break the law.
No. Like,
I was going to say there must be a lot of people who are just not paying
the law.
Massive
I guess
taxes on
the law is the word I'm looking for. Maybe I don't know, but she didn't. She didn't declare all the information that was relevant to something to the people that she was getting advice off. So she didn't pay as much tax as she should have paid, basically.
Yeah.
So it could have been a mistake. If it's a mistake, well, she's an idiot. I mean, she's not. It's fucking complex buying a house, but she is an idiot if you're going to be in charge of housing and then make that mistake. That really does make it bad. Or she did it on purpose to save some money. Neither of them are particularly good look. So anyway, she went, and then the whole house of cards fell down because there's nobody to replace that kind of position in the Labour Party. She was a link to the unions. She was a link to whatever the fuck remained of the left.
Yeah.
There's that, and they realized they've got nobody else. And then Starmer just completely did a massive refangle of the whole cabinet, except Wes Streeting. He stayed as health secretary because he's doing such a good job dismantling the NHS. But everybody else went. So, we've only got a minute left. But I think what we'll do when we come back is talk about the career of Yvette Cooper.
Okay.
It's a fucking sad and depressing one. And we can make fun of it.
Yeah, look forward to that.
But they changed. Who did they change? Everything else was changed. So Yvette Cooper went from Home Secretary to Foreign Secretary. They've got a new Home Secretary in who's even more right-wing than Yvette Cooper was being. Oh, the other person who stayed was Chancellor because she's doing a bang-up job. Well, I think they didn't want her to cry, so she turned on the waterworks and they're like, oh, we'll have to keep her as Chancellor, I guess. Classic.
What's happened to David Lammy? Where's he at?
Good question. I don't know. I assume he's still
find out after the break.
Yeah, I'll have a look right now. No, still got time. Keep going. More sound effects.
And we are ready to go live in 5, 4.
And we're back. Matt Alford, did you enjoy your white boy summer?
I don't know what that is. It's something to do with suntans.
Should we try and do the whole podcast again? Well, the white boy summer.
I don't think it would.
It was a great time for everybody, but it couldn't last forever, and so it all ended with the death of Charlie Kirk.
Oh, I see.
Talk about the death of Charlie Kirk.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I'm very much against murder.
Except
you
for
like my hot takes.
Legal murder's okay, yeah.
Well,
like when Israel blew up. Well, that was illegal when Israel fired missiles into, how do you say it? Qatar. Yeah. Qatar.
God, yeah. I mean, that was a real escalation.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about international news. There's so much fucking going on.
Yeah.
That's your thing, isn't it? So Venezuela, yeah. What's going on there?
Well, you didn't want to hear about it last week, so I haven't kept up with it really. But I know that the Americans parked a warship off their coast and said that they wouldn't rule out regime change.
Yeah, well, things are winding down in Ukraine. there's only so many more young men that can die there, so they're looking for the next place to go.
I think they haven't really done a proper. They haven't really laid the groundwork in the media for a Venezuela attack. I wouldn't say.
Well, not yet.
But yeah. I mean, it's not.
Give them
I don't
time,
know.
Matt. Please.
Yeah. I mean, definitely Donald Trump doesn't like him, does he? So he's so it could happen, but I don't know. I mean, I think more likely you're going to have another round of attacks on Iran, aren't you? That was what I was watching. Aaron Mate and Max Blumenthal, I think it was the other day, predicting that.
Could you have a proxy war in Vietnam, in Venezuela? Who could you get to fight them?
Well,
the Ukrainians. Could send Ukrainians over there. Battle hardened.
I reckon that they might be a bit stretched, a bit thin at the moment. The Ukrainians.
All right. Who else have you got? Running out of allies fast here.
I don't know. I think it's quite difficult to do stuff in foreign policy adventurism in Central America because they did all that in the 80s, and then it was but
we're all about
remakes.
It's all about the 80s now. It's all about 80s nostalgia, remakes.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
There we go. Matt Alford's report from Venezuela there.
Well, when journalists are on the news and you say, and now we cut to Westminster where Matthew Alford is outside the fucking Parliament, the fucking Matthew Alford journalist has had time to fucking find out what's going on, rather than having it sprung on him. You don't go up to John Simpson in the middle of the fucking street.
You're right.
Give us a report.
Yeah. You're right. I'm not being fair. So Matt Alford's been very busy because he's going on a top secret mission next week, which we can't discuss right now. But I'm only want to bring. Oh, you ruined it. You said
I've just ruined it.
All right, he's going to Russia. He's going to Russia for peace talks. He's going. Yeah. He's sick of all of this messing around. He's going to go there himself to sort it out.
But let's not jinx it, because to be honest with you, I can easily see myself.
How could you mess this up?
Exactly. I can very easily see myself getting to the airport and then falling off a cliff or something.
That's true, actually. I hope you get to Russia. That would just be the main thing. But anyway, he's not going to be here next week, so we're not going to have an episode. But what we did was we filmed a special episode a few days ago, and we're going to put that out next week. So there's a very special episode of Newscum coming out next week. That's exciting, isn't it? Like, share, subscribe, give us money. And comment. Leave your comment. We have to get comments,
we do really like the comments, don't we? They've been a fantastic set of comments we get, I think.
Me too. So
there's a cider in the fridge. Shall I just
Maybe
I should just carry on.
Drink the cider.
Carry on drinking the cider. Probably need to go to sleep.
Yeah. You do seem like you probably could do with a nap.
Right.
Gotta get through these comments.
Yeah. Is that what we're doing now? Comments?
We will do comments very soon. Soon. Let me just check things. If there's anything else. Had like we were on to something about the secret mission in Russia. Yeah. Because that's how the world works, isn't it? You have the official negotiations and stuff that's going on, and then in the background you have like the secret real negotiations. And this This is the Epstein type of stuff. You know, if you want to actually know about what's going on, then I would recommend watching Whitney Webb has just had a new long form interview with Whitney Webb talking all about how organized crime and the American Secret Service came together during World War II and have basically been operating hand in glove ever since. And it's interesting because my granddad, who was an alcoholic because of the shit that he went through in the war, but wasn't an alcoholic when he was in the war. He was actually a incredibly talented navigator. So talented was he that he ended up flying secret missions because he could do what was called like no radar blackout navigation, which if you've ever seen what's Dam Busters? Dam Busters is all about that, about doing night raids that are undetected where you fly really low and you use the physical geography that you can see to actually navigate where you're going. And he was one of those. So they were very sort of elite level. And apparently he was always very drunk. and secretive about what he did during the war. But the family gossip in my household is that he flew these secret, recorded meetings of powerful individuals, basically British military personnel and people in the government, to secret meetings in Germany and France to negotiate the end of the war. And
Wow.
maybe that's true, maybe it isn't. It's interesting though, isn't it? Makes you think. Should you do comments?
Yeah. Like that guy, who's that basketball player who they sometimes send to North Korea because supposedly he struck up a friendship with Kim Jong-un.
Yes. What's happened to him? Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Rodney.
He is he still going? Still alive and kicking? I guess so. He's probably quite old now.
The basketball guy or Rodney Dangerfield?
Was he friends with Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un? I feel like it was a long time ago. Okay. Well, he just went to that meeting in China and he brought out his daughter like a sort of debutante. It's like, this is the coming out thing. And all the press were like...
Kim did?
Yeah, it's like his first images of his daughter that's ever been published. Because apparently she's the heir. She's the most likely successor.
Oh.
So we're going to have before there's even a female Labour leader, we're going to have a female leader of North Korea. Just goes to show, doesn't it?
A female Kim.
Female Kim, exactly.
Which sounds sort of oxymoronic.
Why?
Because in England, where we are, Kim is a lady's name.
No, but Kim's a surname.
Kim's a surname of Kim.
So in Korea, they put the surname.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Yeah. So that's why it's always Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il. Yeah. But they never, yeah, you're right. They never tell you that on the news.
No, bastards.
Bastards. Comments?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep the pod going, Matt. I've got to get this.
Yeah.
If I can share the screen.
Should be a news headline, shouldn't there? Kim is surname.
Yeah, exactly.
Says
New
BBC.
information. We got Rodney Dangerfield, spoke to him for hours, and he's discovered all sorts.
Right. What's
all
happening?
right. Here we go. Oh, right. So this is what happened, right? This might be interesting to you, maybe. So since this whole Mandelson thing, we got a few views for a video we made ages ago. People were looking at Mandelson, and they got that when we read the Financial Times.
Oh yeah.
So that got like a few hundred views this week, because people were interested in Mandelson again. And so we got some comments on a really old video from people that don't really understand this channel or what the comment section is really about, and made really lame comments.
Okay.
Should we read them out anyway? Well, I'll get through them really quickly. So this is Peter Davis. He's obviously from Leeds. He's got a Leeds United thing there, giving himself away straight away. What a lot of people don't realize, there's lots of words missing from this. It was a botch job. What a lot of people don't realize, the COVID epidemic was a false flag created by the ruling elite to take the spotlight off the sex trafficking and paedophile nonce rings, to give themselves time to cover up and destroy evidence of links they had with Epstein, bankers, presidents, royalty, oligarchs, fashion moguls, and movie stars. Had the we and the power to shut the world down, some will have to take the fall. But the top tier leaders of the ruling Kaaba. Oh no, it does say Kaaba. Oh, I'm missing the end of it because there's a Zoom thing in the way. Oh, I do feel bad for Peter now. I missed half of it out. Anyway, you get the point of that. The main thing is that he's trying to get us to say words that get us demonetized on. I was thinking about that. Grape. And the confusion that's going to cause very young people, because what people don't understand about language is it's fucking just signs, it's just sounds. So young guy or girl goes on TikTok and they start hearing about horrific grapes. Then the word grape has the trauma for them that the other word has for other people. And what you'll see is in about 30 years, some mother will walk into a school and say, "What are you getting my son to read? Grapes of Wrath? What is this filth? How dare you?" And it made me also think about the grapevine. That's a good phrase, isn't it? Heard it on the grapevine. Because what is the grapevine? The grapevine is like a kind of international communication distribution, sort of like intelligence, isn't it? The grapevine. So
yes.
The way intelligence sharing. and a bit like Epstein. So you can kind of understand the name. I heard it on the grapevine. Ah, yes, through the intelligence sharing networks of Israel, the UK, and America.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good bit,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yes, Daniel. Yes.
If I could write comedy, that could work. But
Yeah, there was definitely a joke somewhere
there's
in
a joke.
there.
There could be a joke in there. Tom LFC56 says it's a club. This is also about Mandelson. They all protect their members. Mandelson should not represent this country in any way whatsoever. He had to resign from the government once. No, he had to resign from the government twice, maybe 3 times. So he knows the drill. Starmer is weak. I'm embarrassed to be a Labour supporter. Well, only one person can fix that, Tom. And now we go back to the real comments. This is from the last video. Daniel Seagate 6340. Perhaps this is a genuine comment. We're talking about anti-Zionist, Zionist. Probably not Zionist. I'd say Corbyn could say anti-Zionist, probably wouldn't say Zionist. Daniel reckons perhaps non-Zionist is a better term than anti-Zionist because it's less oppositional, but it would be more to satisfy the base than making a difference to the electoral overall.
Yeah, well, that's sensible. I actually saw a video with Chomsky the other day about this, obviously from a few years ago because he's been too unwell to speak. But yeah, talking about that same thing and basically saying that the term has changed in meaning. So when he was young, basically being a Zionist was about people from both sides. All communities going to the Middle East. That's what it meant. But the term has changed over time, and I think to mean something more about like sort of Greater Israel and that. And
so have you come round to my position?
No, I'm still firmer on my own position, really, which is to say, I think if you start to introduce that kind of rhetoric, particularly at the top level of leadership with Corbyn, you just end up creating more confusion because there'll be half the people who think it means one thing and half the people who think it means something else. So just speak in plain language rather than having that kind of
What do you think about non-Zionist?
Yeah, it's very sensible, but again, I sort of think
the same problem.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Why bother?
Simon Ashton, 1941. I hope that isn't when he was born. A really elderly viewer of this show. It'd be great if he is old. Seems like Matt made it through a week without seriously hurting himself. Mind you, there's another 20 minutes for the podcast to go.
Thanks, Simon.
How are you doing, Matt? Have you hurt yourself this week?
Well, just through drinking too much cider yesterday afternoon, and having a cold, and generally being a little bit lame.
No, that's not funny, Matt. Why didn't you fall over a banana skin and crack your head on the skirting board?
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Cut your lip
like
on a tinned peach thing.
Yeah.
Go on, Matt. That's what they want. That's what we need on this channel.
Sorry, guys. I'll be back.
Well, he's going to Russia. This is going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Let's hope it's just. Continue.
Rob Maslin, 6446. He's got the little YouTube thing next to him, so you know he's a subscriber.
Ooh.
Maybe he should have said something like, "I'm against all forms of racism and colonialism," which is suitably inoffensive while also implying he is an anti-Zionist in the form it has taken in Israel.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would agree with that because I think most people do know what the words racism and colonialism mean, and they're less contested terms.
Yeah, but colonialism's become a bit woke now, hasn't it? Being anti-colonialism, you can't be anything now. He's just called woke wherever you are. This is a really good comment. Satisfactory. That's what we like. And I agree with you.
Yeah,
it was all right, wasn't it? It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It was fine. It's just fine. But then he also wrote, why was it 500 votes? Couldn't they have picked a more convincing number? I would have gone with 490. What is he talking about?
Can't remember.
500 votes for what? That reminds me, we've got the Labour deputy leader contest. That's you're okay, Matt? Did you hurt yourself? Yeah. Did you hurt yourself, Matt?
No.
What is this about? Thumper, if you could clarify what you're talking about here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be great. Yeah, we'd like to know that.
We'd love to. Daniel Laker 92. What I love about this podcast is it follows the classic British sitcom convention of two men who hate each other, stuck together by circumstances beyond their control. One, a small, scheming man who thinks he's cleverer than he is. Mannering from what's it called?
Dad's Army.
I was going to say Soldier. Del Boy, Blackadder, brought down by his oafish sidekick, Wilson, Rodney, or Baldrick. Take your pick. There was a reply to this. Sergeant Wilson wasn't oafish. So a point of a technicality there. And then Daniel Laker said, Rob Marsden 616. That's a good point. I retract this. He's flip-flopping. I retract that statement and sub in one of the other ones, Pike, for example. But you get my point. I'm sure there's better examples. Ever modest. What do you think about that? I think I sent you that comment when I saw it.
Yeah, I did. It's a really
Shrewd.
quite a complimentary. Like it means that we've thought about this fucking structure of this thing.
Yeah. I guess you could see it that way.
Thank you for having faith in us, Daniel Laker.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. So I'm a little bit. I can't let it go.
What do you mean?
He thinks he's cleverer than he is.
Well,
It's true, isn't it?
do you think you're clever?
Well, it's not about do I think I'm clever. It's do I think I'm cleverer than I actually am.
Oh,
but I suppose in your mind,
that was such a smart ass thing to say. Just answer the fucking question.
I have insecurities about my intelligence. Is that enough for you?
Well, now I feel mean. Let's skip on by
It's not your fault. It's Daniel Laker's fault.
No, it's your fault.
Okay. I thought it was your fault. Now it's mine. All right, here we go. Dr. Rapper Band. I agree. Who the fuck is West Streeting? Nice.
Yeah.
So that's one of your.
Yes, Rapper Band.
I might have to edit that because my internet's freezing.
Oh,
We'll see how it looks in the whatever. Javid Collingson.
Oh, Javid. I bet. Go on.
Go on.
I bet Linehan has literally no idea pro-Palestine journalists have been raided by the police. This is an echo chamber thing. Exactly the same reason most leftists don't know anything about the trans thing and support it as unthinkingly as Linehan supports Israel. Invite Linehan on your show. Educate him on Gaza and hear him out on all the mad stuff he writes about. Guaranteed clicks. Oh, that's business advice. Thanks, Javid.
That is true. If we managed to convince Linham to come on this thing, we would definitely get mad clicks. Actually, probably wouldn't. That's the sad thing about it. We just get, the same couple of hundred or so that we normally get. I mean, it's
just to comment on that because I did look up what Linehan's views were on Gaza, and he hadn't really commented on it very much because he only really comments on trans issues, doesn't he? But he has made brief comments, I think, on Joe Rogan's show about Gaza, and he's quite dismissive, really, of the or maybe not dismissive of the Palestinian struggle, but sort of saying, I can sort of understand why people would hate Hamas this much and why Israel would act like this. So I don't know. I don't think he really wanted to get into that debate too much, but I think it probably is correct that he probably doesn't know a great deal about that conflict.
I think it
is an echo chamber issue.
Yeah, I think because of his views on trans, which are generally supported by the right, any information he gets on other things comes through that echo chamber, that filter. And so he's sort of, any view that he sort of has on other issues generally are on the right.
Well, this is why what we were talking about earlier with Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk is so important, because if you have those people who are from that echo chamber, but then they are starting to say, well, hang on, let's actually advocate for sensible policies, even though we identify with a particular side, then
and
those
not
people
advocating for sensible policies.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what Megyn and Charlie said about that, but I would suspect that you're wrong on that, and that they would have been saying pull back from the fucking abyss of the of this genocide. That's sort of what they were saying just in those comments there. I've certainly seen Megyn Kelly make sense before on foreign policy, but I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Yeah, I suppose in that regard.
But that's what makes them dangerous and powerful.
But it's sensible in as much as it's a genocide, right? So yes, of course, Israel pulling back would be good. But the whole framing is that basically, they're doing damage themselves now. So stop it now. And then, we can go back to, I don't know what the fuck it would be, like Gaza theme park, Disney Gaza, whatever. We can get that done in a few years.
I do understand that. But even if people are coming from that paradigm, if they are ultimately coming to a policy position which is sensible, particularly bear in mind, they were saying this has been going on for 2 years. It's just fucking way too much. I mean, the implication or the inference that I was drawing from that was that they were saying, yes, there should have been retaliation for October the 7th and some kind of new security framework, but that doesn't mean forcing the whole population.
Right, which is a bad take. Which is a bad take.
Yeah, but it still means that they could end up guiding a bad government in a much, much better direction.
I mean, they're more likely to be listened to by the Trump administration. That's true.
So I'll give you another example. The defense secretary after Vietnam was called Robert McNamara, and you could be a bit more of a purist about it, if you like, and say that because he would cry on television about how awful the Vietnam War was, that he had been the major architect of, and he really sincerely regretted what had happened. Now, people like me and you would probably say, well, he really regretted that the costs were too much for America. He really regretted the fact that he had contributed to the deaths of 58,000 American service personnel, and he didn't really seem to give a fuck about the 3-4 million people that he'd contributed to killing in Southeast Asia. But nonetheless, I'd rather have a government full of people who regret their horrible foreign policies on some level, even if it's not in the perfect framing that we would want, because they're going to end up creating a better, just more rational, sane things to do.
Well,
so that's why they're important. Those people.
I feel like the position now of Israel is the reason that they're getting people like Megyn Kelly and that saying this stuff is because they're completely unhinged, and Megyn Kelly's position is still atrocious. It's what, a year of genocide? 2 years is too much. It's I don't know.
I agree with you if that is the case, but my impression is, and I mean,
this is the Piers Morgan's position. This is Piers Morgan's position. Piers Morgan's position.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Once Israel goes in, and then Israel loses more troops in the fight that they're in, then they're in it for the long run, and it's just
Yeah, I think what Piers Morgan did in terms of he sort of after about 18 months he started to say, oh, maybe this isn't such a great idea, and that is obviously a kind of the pathology of his position. I think had already set very firm and hard. But I'm saying that I wonder if with Megyn and with Charlie, whether they were much more on the ball with that at a much earlier stage of this war. I don't know. It would be interesting. Maybe people will comment on it.
Other people.
I'll look it up after we've done the podcast today.
Sure, you will, Matt. But I much more trust that people will comment and find out first.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we won't do anything. You guys comment, like, and subscribe.
Grand Dude 77. Get to South Shields, bring a wheelbarrow and a shovel. Dig sand for the king. Exactly.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Dig sand for the king is a good catchphrase. And isn't there's some kind of modern monetary theory, isn't there, that you just give everyone a spade, pay them to dig sand, and that will magically make the economy work? I'm not sure I agree with it, but you get to a point, don't you, where you're like, should we just try some things? I don't see this exactly how modern monetary theory works, but hey, maybe it works more than whatever this is.
Yeah, right for now. Sure. And if everyone dug a big enough hole, then we could all go on holiday to Australia.
And we could all bury ourselves in it. Just end this forever. Grand Dude 77 also said it wasn't a joke. Linen said police women's toilets and assault. Sorry, said to police as a verb. Said to police women's toilets and assault suspected men. Lucy What's-her-chops didn't say to set fire to buildings. Mind you, she did say that mad shit while attempt murder by arson was happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a judgment call.
Grundy.
It is a judgment call. I still think that it was. Are you farting again, by the way?
No, I'm just sniffing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so that was my chair.
Ah, the mystery soul.
Yeah, go on. What did you think?
I think it can be a joke and still be incitement, right?
I guess. Yeah.
But I think it's probably not enough for police. I mean,
I think he said if all else fails, but I know what you mean. I guess there's ambiguity.
The head of the police or whatever the fuck has been saying to Starmer or someone that he wants them to change the law so that they don't have to police tweets anymore. Maybe that's a good thing. My dad said this last week. Oh no, that's what I was going to say. So I watched anyway, Newsnight. We're going to talk about Newsnight from 2 weeks ago because I forgot to talk about it last time. But the problem is that on Newsnight, they had Zach Polanski and some baroness from Northern Ireland. And they were all talking about free speech and being prosecuted for tweets, and it's all gone too far. And everyone was in agreement. And then as soon as they got down to the details, they immediately disagreed. Because Zach Polanski was like, oh yeah, I totally agree. So Zach Polanski was like, well, in this one situation, talking about Gray and like it was incitement to violence, and he should have been prosecuted or arrested or whatever. And the Baroness was like, no. In this situation, it was just a harmless joke. And then Polanski like tried to reach out an olive branch. She's like, but I do agree in general that this stuff is being policed too much. For example, I have friends in Palestine Action who got arrested for just sitting on the ground or whatever outside Parliament. And the Baroness was like, oh, but Palestine Action's a terrorist group. Of course they should be arrested. I'm like, look at you two. Yeah, you agree that there is this problem, but then you can't just accept that the what is the problem is that you actually do want to see people arrested for bullshit. It's just not your people.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what the whole problem is, isn't it? I think is authoritarianism and people not respecting the freedom of expression and freedom of speech.
Pat McAleenan. It's like another Linenham name. McAleenan. My dad said this last week, but I forgot to comment it. You pair remind him of Asterix and Obelix. It's pretty good, isn't it? I told my friend that, and he burst out laughing. I think it was better when I had a proper mustache. But that would be good when we get our first big magazine cover, when like The Guardian wants to interview us and stuff, because we've got this amazing podcast. We can dress up like Asterix and Obelix.
That's a really nice idea. I've been told I'm like Captain Haddock before.
Who's that?
the drunken seaman in Tintin.
Oh, yeah. You do look like a Tintin character.
Damn your barnacles!
Daniel Laker says, that's an accurate observation. Going to steal your comment and post it 6 days from now so it gets read out and I can bask in the glory.
Bask away, Daniel.
Then smiley, laughy face. My camera keeps...
frozen?
Yeah, my camera keeps freezing. I'm going to have to sort this laptop out. This is really annoying. Anyway, we'll edit that out if it doesn't work. But this was we put out a clip, and this guy, Jeff Simon, is that the guy that I'm not supposed to read his name out? Fuck, I fucked it up. Oh no, I think it might be this guy. Anyway, he's written, can you not wait to devour your little snack? I don't know what you were eating in that particular clip.
I think someone said that it looked like a cream bun, but actually it was a peach.
There you go.
I did have a cream bun this morning, to be fair.
Right, we've got 8 minutes left. This
what to do?
Podcast. Well, actually, we could just end it because we did like almost the full first 40. So we're going to be well over an hour at this point, Matt. we've got bags of time. We've got time in the bank. So you just say that, oh yeah, I wanted to on the next week's episode, there won't be any comments, but we will try and catch up with all the comments in the week after. Because as I said, next week's episode's already been recorded. The one thing to notice, I've noticed that Matt has got his microphone back with the pop filter. He had that on the episode. I didn't even notice, and it wasn't plugged in, so his sound is terrible on the episode next week. So I'm sorry about that. Another thing that happened was I said Charles Manson, and I meant Charles Bronson, and Matt didn't correct me, just left me looking like an idiot. That's another thing that happened. But the main thing about the next episode is that it's a very special episode, and it goes really well, doesn't it, Matt? It's just banging. It's absolutely it's straight out the gate. It is just an absolute cracker, isn't it?
Yes.
And anyway, thanks for all your comments. As always, please write more comments and like and subscribe and give us money. This is a dangerous job. We could be killed at any time. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to Russia, mate.
Yeah.
For this pod. He's doing it for the pod, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't do an episode while he's in Russia, so that's why we're doing the thing next week. But when he comes back in 2 weeks, we'll have a big Russia special. Find out all the goss. You've contributed nothing to this episode, Matt. Absolutely zilch. Hope you're proud of yourself.
Oh,
it's just like a thing where you're gonna with every episode you're gonna try and decrease, see how much you get away with, how few words you can say.
Yeah. Until you're on a diet and nothing.
All right, then. Do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.